What is up, beautiful people of YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, I am Nick, and on this channel I ride motorcycles, I vlog, I work on motorcycles, and I travel around the country from time to time on motorcycles. So, it seems that a lot of you on YouTube have been interested in my 2016 Indian Roadmaster, so I figured we would do a video highlighting this bike. I've been getting a lot of questions about it. A lot of people are interested in buying Indians, but they don't know a lot about them. So I'm going to go through and share with you guys my likes and dislikes and what is done with this bike. So Rhonda is a 2016 Indian Roadmaster. So being a 2016, she does not have the navigation. 2017 and newer has the navigation. And one thing that'll stand out is this leather does not match the bike. This bike originally came with black leather. I'm the second owner of this bike. I bought it with 8,000 miles on it. The previous owner swapped out the black for tan, and I'm just not interested in spending $1,500 to transfer it all back to black. So I live with it. So starting from the front, you will notice I have replaced the factory fender with the open fender. This does a couple things. First, it's going to let the brakes breathe better. Second, it removed a lot of weight from the front end. The factory enclosed fender was very heavy, and you notice it in the forks when you switch over to this fender. Tires, I run Michelin Commander 2s. I currently on these have about 16,000 miles on this set of tires, and I probably got easily another 8 to 10,000 miles of life left in them. Moving back, I have Zero 3D foot peg mounts with some Karyakin pegs. I originally had the Karyakin Longhorns, and I hated them. There's a video on the card above. I just was not happy with those. Then after that, this is a Saddleman Road Sofa. I absolutely love this seat. I run Saddleman seats on all my bikes, and I won't run any other seat. A lot of people complain how firm the Saddleman seat is, but after you spend some time in the saddle, this firmness breaks down and it gets soft, and it holds up to all day riding. Whereas a softer seat, as you ride all day and it starts to break down, then you end up riding on the pan. So the longer you're in the seat throughout the day, the more that foam and stuff is going to compress and break down. And a firmer seat, even though at first you're like, I don't know if I like that, I guarantee you, after being in it all day long, the firmer seat is what you're really going to like. Up here, I run a Zero phone mount, and then I have a Zero GoPro mount, as well as another GoPro mount right there. This is an Indian accessory that came on the bike. Often I'll slide my wallet in here, especially if I'm riding places with toll booths and stuff. And then back here, we have the Indian Stage 1 mufflers. I really like the sound of those. I'm not a fan of loud exhaust. So these are like just loud enough for me that you get a nice, deep, rich tone, but not that obnoxious sound that a lot of people like on a bike. All LED lighting on the Indian Roadmaster, including the headlight. And then over here, we've got the Stage 1 high flow air cleaner. Somebody, the previous owner at one point, replaced the factory shifter peg and put this heel shifter. I don't like this heel shifter. I don't ever use it. And this extended peg up here is nice. I'm assuming it was a very tall person who had this bike before me. But, I mean, the floorboards on the Indians are much larger than the floorboards on the Harleys, so you have to move your foot like quite a bit, to use both of these, so I just use this, and I can leave my foot in one place, and it works great for me. Also stock on the Indian Roadmaster is passenger rear floorboards. Now, if you get the Roadmaster Dark Horse, you do not get floorboards; you get pegs instead. But these are a nice little feature for your passenger. One thing I really enjoy with these Indians, I have the fob in my pocket. These are a full keyless ignition, unlike the Harleys where you have to turn the ignition on even though you have a fob. This right here, this is the power button, but as you see, I'm not even going to press that power button. I'm just going to hit the start button on the bike. There's that deep exhaust note I was telling you about. It's a very distinct sound. Pause the radio there. Very distinct sound. It sounds like no other bike on the market. The Thunderstroke 111 has a very, very unique sound. Another feature that is really awesome with the Indian Roadmasters is the electric windshield. So right now I have it about halfway. With it all the way up, you can cut out most air that you're going to feel while riding. You could actually ride in a ball cap forward with this windshield all the way up and you won't lose the ball cap. But then when you're around town or you want some airflow, you could drop that windshield down low and you lose the grandpa look, and that works great. There are multiple 12-volt accessory outlets on the bike. There's one here, there's another in that saddlebag, and another in the trunk. All the Indian touring bikes come stock with cruise control, as well as ABS. It has self-canceling turn signals, all stuff you should expect from a touring bike. So that's kind of, well, I guess I could show you inside the bags. Caution, I have no idea what's in here right now. Alright, the trunk has a lot of space. You can actually fit 2 full-size helmets. Or when me and Tater Tot are touring, we can actually fit 2 backpacks back here. And then we leave our saddlebags for other stuff. A lot of storage on this bike. You can see some of the places we've been, and some of the people that we have swapped stickers with. A lot of room in the saddlebags. This one right here, we carry our rain gear, as well as like some thermal liners and rags and other stuff, mostly just weather-related stuff in that one usually. And then down here, we carry earplugs, glass cleaner, phone chargers. We keep the pump for the air shock. And then on this other side, we carry some basic tools. The Indian toolkit. This bike actually came with a toolkit, which most motorcycles don't include anymore. Small multi-tool, roll of duct tape, some zip ties, and a trauma kit. So we absolutely love this bike. This bike rides like a dream with that air shock. I mean, I could easily ride over 1,000 miles a day on this bike. And, I mean, there's really not a whole lot to complain about. But there are things to complain about. So, you know, no motorcycle's perfect. And this bike is not perfect either. There are some things people really dislike about these. First up is the amount of heat that this Thunderstroke 111 throws off. On a cold day, it is really nice. On a hot day, it will cook your junk. And people have done a lot of different things to try to remedy that. People have dynamatted under the seats. People have removed catalytic converters. People have done custom tuning. And all that stuff works. But the catalytic converter on this bike is right here, which really lets this whole thing get obnoxiously hot. And on the newer Indians, they've added cylinder deactivation and stuff like that, none of which this bike has. But yeah, it can be a lot sometimes, and you kind of get used to burning yourself from time to time. Another negative on this bike is the factory seat. It comes with a factory heated seat. The seat is so wide. It is, I think it's like 15 inches wide when I measured. And because of that, and it's all leather, it chafes you while you ride on a hot day, and it leaves you with a bunch of saddle sores. One of the first things you have to do is just toss that seat. You gotta get rid of it. It is a miserable, god-awful seat. The factory heated grips have been known to stop working, which, being in automotive, I see heated steering wheels and heated seats fail all the time. It just seems like a natural thing with heater circuits on stuff, so I don't hold that against Indian. My heated grips at times don't work. Other times they do. You never know when it's going to happen. We've had a few small failures on the bike. A wheel speed sensor, a starter, and a starter solenoid. Other than that, though, I mean, the bike has been just great. Well, guys, I guess that's going to kind of wrap up the tour of Rhonda. So, if you were on the fence of buying an Indian Roadmaster, I would not hesitate. One word of advice I will give you, though, is buy used. These do tend to depreciate faster than the Harleys do. And I bought Rhonda used, and I saved about $14,000 buying this bike used. So, brand new, this bike was $32,000, I think, and I purchased it for $18,000. So, I mean, I would caution you to buy used, but I would caution you to buy Harley Davidson's used also, unless you're someone who really, you know, wants that warranty. But usually you can get extended warranties through the dealer or wherever you purchase the bike from. But, I mean, bang for the buck. I think for the price of the bike, Indian is giving you more features than what Harley is giving. And they're great bikes, and they definitely ride better than the Harleys, and I wouldn't hesitate to buy one. So any of you who are on the fence, just do it. Just go buy one, and you'll love it. Again, I appreciate all of you. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. Comment below, what kind of bike are you riding? If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and bang that subscribe button. I love each and every one of you, and I'll see you next week.